we feel does a great job of showing you a couple of different filter options. The stainless steel downspout filter, which works to about 1,600 square foot roof area, small to medium sized roof areas. And also over here on the other side, I'll show in a little while or in a moment, our larger roof area filter. So I'll just kind of start going with this, and I'm hoping this will shed some light on how the individual components work within rainwater harvesting packages. So going back to this filter, this is just a normal inline downspout filter. It ties into the gutter of your house that is installed on your soffits. You've got this converter pipe, which we offer as part of our packages, which converts to a rectangular shape to a round shape. You cut the downspout, you install the stainless steel filter with this stainless steel wall bracket, which secures it to the wall. So you've got your rainwater coming through the downspout, going through the filter, going through the inside filter. About 90% of it is filtered out and goes to your storage tank. And we've got this little run of clear piping right here to kind of demonstrate exactly how much water is actually being filtered and going back to your rain barrel or your storage tank. So you'll see how it works. I mean, the whole system from gutter to filter to storage tank. So about 90% of it goes to storage tank. The other 10% falls through the opening of the bottom of the filter and takes all the stuff that you don't want. You know, your sticks, your trash, your leaves, or whatever. So you kind of have to have that 10% to go through to the bottom to take your stuff off that you don't want. So that's our stainless steel inline downspout filter. Works up to about 1,600 square feet. Now if you come over here with me, I want to show you our larger, or our largest residential rainwater harvesting filter. It's made out of different material. It's actually made out of a polypro, but still has a stainless steel filter inside the polypro housing. It's a vortex filter. The rainwater will actually enter into the inlet you see on this side, and it's kind of neat. Once it enters the inlet of the filter, it enters the filter and takes on a vortex motion. So it's kind of cool, kind of neat to see how that thing actually works. You see the water kind of being spun around there, and what's happening is being forced through that filter. That vortex motion is forcing itself through that filter, and anything that's large enough, which it actually filters pretty small particles. The filter catches it, and your larger debris actually passes straight through the bottom of that filter and leads out to your stormwater. The efficiency is still about the same. I mean, it's an efficient product. It's about 90% efficient. So you're looking about 90% of your water is actually being harvested and being filtered and taken back to your storage tank. The other 10%, which is what you need, is going out to stormwater. You see the 90% here at the bottom, which is clear piping, really makes it cool. You can see the differences. You can see how efficient this thing really is. I mean, look at all that water going, clean water going to your tank. Look at all that, look at very little water going out to your storm water. So that may shed some light on, one, how these products work, and two, exactly how efficient they are. And I'd like to take you around back to the back side of the display, which really gets into more of a storage tank thing. A lot of variances in storage tanks, a lot of different storage tanks that are out there on the market, but we offer the components for the storage tanks as well as packages that include tanks. So I just thought it'd be a pretty good idea to see exactly how. You got to keep in mind this is a display, so this is not actually how an installation is going to work. But just use, for an example, this would be water, let's say, coming from your gutter in a larger application, or a larger roof area size, I should say. You can see the water coming through the piping here, going through the clear piping there, and going to that vortex filter. It goes through the vortex filter, and you see it coming back to the storage tank here. So you've got your good water here, which is about 90% of your water that's already filtered, that goes down to your smoothing inlet that we offer as a standalone product to customize your own system, or as a part of our packages too. You can see, if you'll see that piece of stainless steel at the bottom, that's actually the smoothing inlet which attaches to this pipe. What that does is that water, that clean water coming into the tank, it hits that smoothing inlet and blows back up towards the top of the tank, which causes the tank to kind of aerate itself and to kind of clean itself and to keep itself clean and keep it healthy and oxygenated for use. So oxygenated water, clean water is what we're striving for some of your other non-potable uses. And remember, this would be going to your stormwater usually, but this is a display, so we don't have a stormwater system to go to. But if you'll see the efficiency, I mean, that's very little water coming out of your stormwater outlet here. I know you can't see the clean water because it's coming out of the smoothing inlet, but I mean, there's a large volume of water that's coming through here, and you have, you know, not much water at all that's coming back through your stormwater. So I'm just kind of demonstrating, you know, the efficiency of these products. If you'll go to the tank, you'll see some other components too. This is a floating filter, you know, and some of a couple of our larger roof size, kind of larger volume systems that are packages that we offer. This is one of the components. What that does is it floats. This ball is kind of like a float, and that's exactly what it is. It allows that floating filter to move and around on the surface of the water. You know, the highest quality water is generally about 4 or 5 inches below the surface. Right at the surface, sometimes you'll have some stuff you don't really want. It's not going to be a lot because these filters the micron count is so high on them that it really cuts down on a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's a floating filter that goes to the pump. You'll see it's connected to the suction or booster pump. So you've got the floating filter hooked to the booster or suction pump, which is sucking the cleanest, or taking the cleanest, most aerated water closest to the top back in, you know, to your irrigation system, or feeding your hose bibs, feeding your drip irrigation, you know, go into a storage tank where you can pump it back up to water your lawns with, or wash your cars with, or pretty much do any kind of non-potable uses that you can think of. So we just thought it'd be a good idea for you to see these components. Also, right in here, this is an overflow skimming device, which is another product that we sell. We recommend this for some of the larger tanks, and what that does is it actually, one, if you're getting too much water in or a large rainfall event, it will overflow and keep the tank, you know, it will overflow the tank. So it's like an emergency thing where if there's so much water in, the overflow will just go out the side of the tank and tie into the storm water. Also, it works as a skimming device. So as this floating filter is working in the tank, you've got this overflow device that's working as a skimming mechanism. So it's helping skim this very top of the water out of the tank. So, you know, this is kind of like its own little environment, and it keeps the water oxygenated, and it really keeps the quality of the water high, which is you know, the best water for all your non-potable uses. So we just thought that would help out a lot if you guys saw this. And maybe shed a little light on exactly what these components and these products do. This right here is tied in to our residential inline filter, the stainless model that's for smaller roof areas. And I just want to demonstrate the efficiency. It may be hard to see, but this is actually your storm water. This is the unfiltered water, the water that passes through the filter carrying all the stuff that you don't want, your debris and sticks or whatnot. You can see the efficiency difference. I mean, you know, you've got 95% that's going through the filter. That's your clean stuff going back to your tank. And this that I got in my hand right here is the stuff that would just pass through the filter and down through the downspout and just spill out on the ground. So keep in mind, it's a display. This is not exactly how it works, but I'm hoping that'll give you a little bit a better idea of how these components work, and you know exactly how efficient and how low maintenance these components and these products are. So I hope that helps. Keep in mind, we sell individual products where you can customize the system that you want, and we also sell packages for all of your homeowner needs. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.